Alright, so this is my latest guitar here. This is a Charvel. It's a Model 3A from 1987, and I got it for free. Someone donated it to the music store where I work. Nobody really wanted it, so I asked if I could have it, and they said absolutely. But the question for me is, can I get it into playing condition instead of how it is now? Obviously, with the missing nuts and the missing bridge and everything like that. Can I get it into really good playing condition? Maybe even refinish it, maybe make sure the electronics work. So we're gonna do some of that in this video, and we're gonna have a follow-up where I kind of finish the whole deal, and I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can actually do this, because this is not like oh, I recorded the entire thing and I only uploaded it once it actually came out looking good. No, I actually have no idea if this is gonna work or not. We're gonna find out. So obviously it's a little beat up, it's a little dirty, it's been played, there's wear in the neck, someone took the finish off the body, there's no back plate, there's no tremolo bridge, there's just a lot missing from this guitar, but I think we'll be able to do something with it. First things first, I want to see if these electronics work. That should be pretty easy to do. Just hook it up to an amp and tap on these pickups and see if it makes a sound. Okay, so here's what a working pickup sounds like when you tap on it. You can't really hear that, but I can. All right, so now this one is plugged in, and let's see what this does. So it's on the bridge pickup. I got both knobs all the way up. I have no idea what these switches do, but let's give it a try. And it works. These pickups actually work. And then let's test the neck position. That also works. That is cool. So I guess we'll test it with the built-in electronics when we get some hardware in, and then we'll just go replace the electronics later. Speaking of hardware, I'm going to go ahead and take some of it off so that we can clean it up nicely. And I am going to end up putting locking tuners on this. I'm going to put some of my favorite Tone Ninja locking tuners on this guitar because I think those are awesome. There we go. Now to flip it over and get the tuners from the other side. And I know these may be the original tuners, so I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm just going to take them off of this guitar and do something else with them. Now the tuners are out. I'm gonna clean this guy up because it is filthy. Wow, would you look at that? There's actually a really nice shiny guitar under there. And while we're here, we might as well do the fretboard, just make sure we're nice and moisturized. This fretboard actually looked relatively moisturized when I got it, which was pretty surprising to me, but we're just gonna kind of add a little moisture to it ourselves. There we go, nice and shiny and beautiful. All right, now it's time to clean the back. Looking much better. Not really anything I can do about the outlines of the tuners at the moment, but once I put some new tuners on there, I'll cover it right up. And let's give the body a nice clean as well. Let's take off this old janky strap button too, because we only have one of them anyway, so they're not really doing anything. And this one is not going to do much good. There we go. Everything is looking much better now, much more clean, much more dark and vibrant on the body especially. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so now I guess we're gonna wait until our hardware comes in and then we can continue with this build. I think what I wanna do is put the hardware in this, like the bridge and the nut and the tuners, and we'll check, make sure everything is good, everything's gonna work. And then after that, in part 2, in a different video, I think I'm gonna replace the electronics, I'll do some work on the body, making it look nice, and we'll go from there. So cut to when I actually have any parts for this guitar. All right, look at that. We have stuff. We got a bridge, we got some strap buttons, we got a nut, We have tuners, and we are ready to get working on this guitar. So I'm going to start by installing these tuners. These are my favorite tuners. All right, and just like that, all of our tuners are installed. As far as this bridge, I'm going to drop it in here. I'm going to use the existing post because the spacing is the same. Look at that, it just works. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to start by screwing these in, and then we can go ahead and install these springs. I'm just doing 2 for now since I'm probably tuning to D standard or drop C. We'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll add another one if necessary. As for the nut, I'm not going to glue it in just yet. I just want to give it a nice test fit and see if everything works properly. I'm also going to throw on a couple of these knobs. These are not going to be permanent. These are just going to be temporary so I can use the guitar. Wow, before and after, look at that. This is what it looks like now, nice and shiny. And that's what they looked like before. You can clearly see the difference between a polished and unpolished fret. That's really wild. All right, those frets are now looking much, much better. So let's string it up. All right, so there we have a guitar with strings on it. I had to replace the fret wedge with the string tree here, so that's gonna be there instead. But otherwise, I think it's looking pretty much how I imagined. Side note, I did actually add the strap buttons, and I added a 3rd spring because the bridge was a little too not good for my taste, but yeah. Otherwise, it turned out good. I guess now it's time to plug it in and see how it sounds. All right, let's plug it in and see how it sounds. Let's give it a try here. Got some grounding issues because of that unsoldered lead, but I'll fix that later. But it works! Oh yeah! Update, I've taken apart my guitar because the neck angle was just too high, and I ordered some neck shims that I can now place in the neck slot, and it should be better. So cut to when this is magically better. Alright, so it's been a while and we've made a lot of progress with this, some on camera, some off camera, so I just wanted to share that before I end the video. So I'm just going to run through everything I've done, some of them on camera, some of them off camera. So first of all, I have cleaned it up a whole bunch. As you can tell, it looks much nicer than it did originally. I've replaced the tuners, I've installed a nut, I've installed the string tree that comes with this Floyd Rose bridge that I've installed. This is the Floyd Rose non-fine tuner tremolo bridge. I've installed strap buttons here and here. I have made sure that the electronics work and added just some makeshift knobs that I had lying around. And then on the back, you can see I actually had to carve out some of the back cavity there so that the springs would not rub against the body and create friction, so that the tremolo system was nice and smooth. I had to shim the neck so that the neck angle wasn't absolutely terrible and the bridge wasn't 2 centimeters off of the body. I sanded the frets down a bit so that they're nice and smooth. As far as other stuff, all of the electronics are stock. Even the output jack, which is super jank at this point and definitely needs to be replaced. This is as far as I'm going to go with it in this video because I feel like this is a really good starting point for this guitar. I don't really know where I want to go from here, although things I definitely do want to change are the knobs, the switch tip. I want to add a back plate here. I definitely want to replace this back plate because it's a little jank at this point. It's got some carvings in it, it's got a big old hole. Everything else though about this guitar is really good. I mean, when you have a good starting point, when this was originally a really, really good high-end guitar, then there's not a whole lot you can do to completely mess it up besides just like breaking everything. The neck feels really, really good. The frets feel really good. The body is a good weight, a good shape. very ergonomic, feels great to play. I actually don't mind it not having a finish on it. Trying to decide if I want to paint it or if I want to just leave it because I kind of like it as is. I definitely want to do something to cover up this carving right here, but I don't know what that involves. If that involves painting, if that involves just me putting, filler into it and then putting a decal over it to kind of cover it. I don't really know. And as far as the electronics, I kind of like them as is. As kind of jank looking as they are, they're kind of fun. It's basically two humbuckers and a volume, a tone, three-way switch, and then coil splits for both of the pickups here and here. So you can split them individually, which I kind of think is cool for making interesting tones and being able to swap quickly. But enough of me talking about this guitar that I've just spent like months getting perfected to my liking. I'm just gonna play it a little bit and you can hear how it sounds and how absolutely awesome this thing plays. So right now we're going Charvel Model 3A into my 6505 mini head into a 1x12 Mesa Boogie cabinet. Oh, and I also have this. This is a little nano metal muff. So some of the playing will be with the metal muff, I'll denote that, and some of it will be without the metal muff. And I'll be using my Geppetto picks, Hellwing here. This thing is great. Let's go. sounds pretty freaking good. I don't really know what else to say about this guitar other than that I feel like it turned out way better than I expected. I mean, it was a free guitar that I then put less than $150 worth of parts into, and it turned out like this. So I am overall very impressed and glad that I could do this project. I think it's good experience for me. It was very fun. I got a cool guitar in the end, so I'll take that. There might be part 2 of this coming at some point if I decide I want to do more work to this guitar, which I might. But this is just part 1, and yeah, thank you for watching. This has been really fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe. I'll see you. Peace.